Our theme for 2025 is the risk of living together. Why is it a risk? Well, it's a risk because things can go wrong. When people work together, live together, conspire together, aspire together, conflicts can arise, misunderstandings can arise. The ego, of course, gets in on everything. And we know this at a personal level, at a communal level, and at a global level. We are surrounded by the consequences of not preparing for the risk of living together today. And what does it mean to live together? It means that we accept each other's differences, we respect each other's different beliefs. At the same time, we are aware of each other's diversity, recognizing each other's dignity and their right to hold their own point of view, and to be aware of the common ground that we share. And that common ground is the source of our strength to take the risk of actually living together. Why do we need to reflect on this theme? You would have thought that it's such a basic human need. I think it's because we've lost it. We've lost this experience of conviviality, which is the title of the first of the talks which I'll be giving. How to live together, conviviality, in a vital and vivacious way. And we have, in many ways, been responsible for creating this breakdown of community, of conviviality, because of our individualism. Our technology, of course, produces incredible individualism. It's my phone, it's my password, and nobody can see my password, and so on. So individualism has become rampant, and it undermines the very nature of living together. And at the personal level, we can see that in the breakdown of relationships, the breakup of marriages, the reluctance to make the commitment that is necessary in order to live together. But we can also see it at the level of sectarianism and the polarization that has come to characterize our different political and cultural, religious and ethnic perspectives. So whether it's at the individual level, the communal level, or the global level, we are facing the same dangers. Individualism, sectarianism, isolation, and even our discovery of our right to have a special identity, whether that is sexual or political or artistic or whatever, even that recognition of our right to be who we are can become something exclusive, and we become fixated upon our own special identity as more important than other people's special identity. So this is why we think that this theme is so important and for us today as contemplatives, living also as contemporaries with a responsibility, a personal, social, and spiritual responsibility to our time. And this challenge affects people of every age group. We see it in very young children today. We see the rise of mental illness, the dependency upon technology, the loss of personal contact. And we see it in middle age, people going through a middle age crisis. They seem to go through it earlier and earlier. But younger people, young adults, and of course we see it in elderly people too. After retirement, what is the meaning of my life, and what have I achieved at a meaningful level? So this risk that we have to learn how to recognize and embrace affects every age group. And the big question is, what do we need to do in order to reconnect with what will help us to live together? What do we need to do to find that connecting point? Because otherwise, if we cannot find that connecting point with ourselves, with others, with the spirit, with God, with the environment, then we are living in the nightmare of uncertainty and danger. Now, life is uncertain. I've been through a lot of uncertainty myself in the last 12 months. I've developed a certain philosophy of doing the next thing as well as I can and not speculating or dramatizing too much what might happen or what might not happen. But that's true of all of us. Every single person has to face the challenge of uncertainty. And we can face it with joy and with peace, as I found, through trust and relationship and the kindness of strangers and the goodness of people with whom we are sharing life's journey, living together. Why should we reflect on this? Because we can change. We can change individually and we can contribute to a change in the world. And we need to ask, where does this deep loneliness, this disconnection from our true selves and from our true human dignity, where does this come from? And why have we created, as a result of this disconnection, an age of perplexity, of conflict and confusion, and the horrific stories that meet us every day as we encounter the news of the world? How can we live together as people of different beliefs, respecting each other's perspectives, and at the same time contributing to the development of the common ground? And that's what I think a contemplative community like ours can experience imperfectly, but we experience it and we can witness to it. A community of faith composed of people of different beliefs. But that applies to the whole of humanity. And the role of meditation in this process of recovering and resurging back into a conviviality, that I think is something I probably don't have to persuade you about the importance of meditation. At the personal level, growing through community into a gift of wisdom, of compassion, of peace that can be shared with people of all backgrounds and of all ages. Can we build a peaceful tide? Can we create a gentle, powerful wave of contemplative consciousness which will transform and heal our disconnection and our brokenness? I believe we can, because we can see that at a personal level and we can extend that outwards to share with others the kingdom of heaven on earth. Not going to be perfect, but it's the alternative is despair. The alternative is a downward spiral. What will transform and heal us and to bring us to the point where we can look out from our individual positions and see the connections we have with others and see a brave new world, as Shakespeare called it, that has such people in it. So in this coming series, there will be 8 wonderful sessions during the year. I open it, but then there's a voice from somebody who has worked with marginal people in central London and in Africa for many years, man of deep wisdom and compassion. There's somebody who created the Special Olympics and is now working on a dignity program, a dignity movement. There's an Irish poet, a Jewish teacher of mysticism from Jerusalem, a Sufi scholar and practitioner, an Indian teacher and academic of great scholarship rooted in theosophy and the Hindu tradition. And there is a former diplomat and advisor to governments who is now leading L'Arche, the community in which the those with handicaps, visible and invisible, have learned to live together. So we have a wonderful array of speakers from deep personal experience and wisdom, also sharing with us from different perspectives on this crisis, really, that our world is facing. And I really believe that the result of listening and participating in these sessions and in these different perspectives will awaken in all of us a confidence that conviviality, the risk of living together, is more than justified. It is our destiny, and we must approach it with great hope and confidence and joy. And our speakers in the coming year will be doing that for us, I believe. So I look forward to you joining us for this series on the risk of living together, a risk worth taking.